Salam. Hey guys.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
Thank you Memento for accepting my invite. مرحبا بك معنا اليوم. نهار
شكرا
كبير
الله
نهار كبير
يحفظك الله
هذا.
يحفظك.
لعز بك.
نهار كبير ما شاء الله
ما
ما
شاء
شاء الله. I've been waiting for this for a long time
Oh
actually.
really?
Yes, ever since I saw your interviews, it's been one of my dreams.
Oh
No,
damn.
but I am really happy to be here and with being interviewed by a Moroccan.
Oh, I'm honored. I'm glad you're here with us too. You're like the pride of Morocco, honestly.
No, you are Momo.
No, you are
You do
Memento.
the interviews. You're the one who got me here, so you're also the pride. MashaAllah,
ما
what a
شاء الله ما شاء
jilaba.
الله علينا.
By the way, notice her jilaba today.
Yeah, guys, I'm wearing
Very beautiful.
jilaba and Memento, nice shirt.
Yeah,
Very-
what was the name of him? Let me show you. It's... Say it out loud.
Boufal. Let's
Boufal.
go.
Boufal! Alright. Okay.
All right.
Do this interview.
So, Memento, we're going to start with very basic questions. We all know that your parents are Moroccans, but you were born and raised in Sweden, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So, what's your relationship with Morocco, basically?
Well, I mean, ever since I was a kid, I always used to go to Morocco every single year, and I would stay there for like 2 months or 1 month or so with my family. Both of my parents are from Casablanca, so we always go to Casablanca. And then maybe around 2 years ago, I went traveling to every city. No, it was 4 years ago.
In
I
Morocco?
can't remember because yeah, in Morocco, I went with this there was this Swedish Moroccan group, and we traveled from. I think we traveled to every single city, like Marrakesh, Agadir, Casablanca, and it was literally everything. You went through the desert as well. It was really cool,
Memento, I think you visited Morocco more than me because I've never been to the desert stuff.
You're a shame for Morocco.
God, oh my God.
How dare you? Actually, I will be the new interviewer now. So, Momo, why do you pretend to be a Moroccan?
Yeah, I guess I have this complex, I love Morocco so much that I want to be Moroccan.
It makes
No,
sense.
but seriously, what was your favorite place in Morocco that you visited?
I mean, Casablanca is definitely one of my favorites. But I think I really liked Marrakesh. I think it was really beautiful. Agadir is also really nice. But I think Agadir is a bit more touristy,
Yeah.
They have like a beach, and then there's it's a lot of tourists there. So you don't really get the real Moroccan vibe, where you can spend with people who actually speak Darija.
Did you go to Jamal Fna in Marrakesh?
شنو؟
Jamal Fna?
شنو؟ شكون هاد جمال؟
Shkun! It's basically a
Shkun.
place where they perform and... No?
I think I went there, but I don't remember the name. So my Darija
Yeah.
is no bueno,
No bueno. Gotcha.
No bueno.
Can you tell us a phrase
Maybe.
in Darija? I know even you said this, but I'm sure you have a special Darija phrase.
Special Darija phrase?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the one that I like to use the most is in my solo queue games. Every time I do a bad play or something goes wrong, my teammates int or something, I always say La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Just to get the devil out of there and just focus on my game, And then I'm cleansed and then I always win.
100%. It works every time, 100% of the times.
100%. So I really recommend that if
La hawla wa
anyone
la
has
quwwata
problems
illa
with...
billah.
Yeah, say it with me. La hawla wa
hawla wa
la
la
quwwata
quwwata
illa
illa
billah. Good. Now we will have a good interview.
Yes, for sure. All the bad vibes gone. So, how did you get into gaming?
I think ever since I was a kid, I was always playing a lot of video games. I think I played like Mario.
What was
like
your first
Hercules.
console?
First console? Nintendo. Nintendo. I'm that old, yeah. Nintendo was my first console.
Not that old. I mean,
Yeah,
did
it was
you...
in the 90s, I think.
Oh.
I mean, I think I played Super Mario Bros. No, yes, Super Mario, not Super Mario Bros. Bros is like the next generation, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
think
So
so, I
I
think
played
so.
Super Mario with my brother. We always used to compete with each other, and I always had to be like the second player. I always got Luigi. I never got Mario because he was older than me. So I was really sad about that. And then, let's see. I started playing multiple games. I just loved playing PlayStation a lot, like PlayStation 2, and I played multiple different games. I played this game called Hercules.
So you were a gamer from the start, basically.
Yeah, but I was always I kind of learn pretty fast. So when I pick up new games, it takes me maybe a week or something, and then I learn it really fast and I become really good. I always like look for opportunities or like ways to beat the boss or something. It's just how my
Smurf.
brain works, But it's also with like multiple different things. I think I'm very good. I'm just a fast learner, so I become like decently good at games.
In a short
But
amount of time.
yeah.
So
But I
when
think I
did
started playing League. Oh
ah
wait,
yeah
do you
yeah
want the
yeah
questions?
actually that was the question. Like when did you start playing League of Legends?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess I'm seeing ahead of the future.
You Smurf
I started.
Smurf.
You're such a good interviewer, actually. But I think I started playing League in 2010, so first season, and I was pretty shit back then. I think I was like bronze my first season, and
Oh,
then the second
you know,
season.
Memento. Right here, you just gave so many people hope that
Yeah,
even
guys,
if
if
you
you're bronze
finish.
right now in season 10, then there's no hope.
Okay, man. Thanks.
But you can always improve, because I was also bronze once. If you started playing, so I was bronze like first season. I was really, really bad. But then I got like platinum in season 2 for the first time. It was still pretty low, people were like diamond at the time and
No, but
professionals.
like jumping from bronze to platinum in one season, that's impressive. No?
I got boosted.
Oh,
That's why.
okay. Makes sense.
No, but I didn't get boosted. I was just playing like Vladimir top or something. It was like elo back then. There was no like divisions like it is now. And
Oh.
I had like 1900 elo, which was basically platinum.
Oh, so when did you start
And
playing League? What season?
season 1, first season.
Oh. How old
So
were you?
I think I was 14.
Okay.
I was 14. I always used to have. It was one of my friends who taught me or like showed me the game, and he was like a bit better than me. So he would like be
A
so
bit.
rude to me and always like yell at me and say stuff. He would say like, "Oh, you suck so much. You're such an asshole. Like, what the fuck are you doing?" He would
That's
just be brutal. This guy, and most people would flame me. Because I was a noob.
oh god.
So then I put in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna become better than these guys, like no matter what. And I started playing
Dude.
solo. I started playing solo, and eventually I just became like the best of the group at the time.
Yeah.
So the
So
hate fueled me.
yeah, it was basically a matter of ego. Like I can show you that I'm better than all of you. I'm gonna try hard and show you all.
Yeah, I mean, I was just tired of them saying that I suck at the game. So I just like hyped myself up and I started like learning and reading and stuff, and I started playing a lot of games and just improving pretty fast. And that's when I made like platinum, and they suck now, and now they're terrible at the game.
I
So
mean,
I won. I won, bitch.
so why did you choose jungle? Or did you actually start playing as a jungler League since season 1?
No, I started as a top laner. I played like Vladimir top, Warwick top. It was meta back then. I don't recommend playing it now. But I played a lot of top lane, and then after top lane in season like 3 or 4, then I started playing mid lane. I played like mid lane Yasuo every game. I was a Yasuo OTP, so that was a bit disturbing. And then I also played Lee Sin in the jungle. And I think in 2014, when I was gonna decide to become pro, it was right after I finished my electrician degree. And
So
yeah, I
before
did not.
going like basically pro
Hmm?
in League, you were a student or did you work?
Yeah, I mean, I had multiple different jobs. I worked at like factories, and then I also worked. I did like what do you call it? Internship in as an electrician, and I also worked at a grocery store to make some money. That was when I was 18, I think. But I remember I chose electrician that I wanted to study, and I was just like this dumb 14-year-old kid. So I didn't really know what I wanted in life or what I wanted to do. I think a lot of people don't really know what they want to do when they're 14.
And
So
even
that's
if
why
they're
there's so
20?
yeah, even if you're 20, 25, whatever, like you don't really know exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
But so I did an internship as an electrician for 3 months, and that's all it took for me to know that I never want to become an electrician.
Better 3 months than 3 years because some people like
Yeah,
they waste so much time trying to figure out what they
yeah.
actually want.
I mean, not to like say anything bad about the electrician. I think it's like a respectable work and stuff. It's just I noticed that it wasn't for me, because I didn't want to be an electrician. If you find it interesting, then I think being an electrician is actually kind of fun. But I just took electrician because my friends were going to that same school, and I just wanted to go with them. And that was just like stupid. I didn't really think about the future.
Yeah.
So after 3 years, we did the internship for the first time. Then I realized, like, holy shit, I don't want to become an electrician. I had to get up at like 4:30. I remember this job. I had to get up at 4:30 every morning, and then it took me like 1 hour to get there. And we would start like 6:30 or something, and I would where was it? And I would work all day, and then I would come home around like 6:30. So that's like 13 hours or like 14 hours where I'm away from home. And then if you're gonna wake up at 4:30, you kind of have to go to bed at 9. So I get home at 6:30, and I basically have to sleep in 2 hours, right? And I went to the gym as well back then. So I went to the gym, I come home, I eat, and then it's basically I have to sleep if I want to have a good sleep schedule. I didn't play League at all that year,
That was in
like zero.
2000. No, that
It was
was when you were 18. When you were
2013.
18. All right.
2013.
Uh-huh.
This was when I was 17 years old, or 18. I think it was 18. I was becoming 18 basically. But yeah, I spent so much, like it was not fun for me at least, and I didn't really have any time, and I was so exhausted. And then the winter came along here in Sweden, and you can't see the sun here in Sweden after like it goes down at like 3, and then it comes up around like 9 or something, or 8. I don't know exactly, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, I basically never saw the sun my entire like working, and it made me really
God.
depressed. So I just like, and then when I finished that internship, I was like, okay, I have two options: either I restudy everything, or and I was pretty decent at League, I was like Diamond 1. I was like, or I try to become a pro.
Okay, so that's when
And
you decided to give it a shot.
yeah, I basically had no option because I just spent 3 years wasting my time being an electrician, and it's something that I didn't even want to be. And then I basically had no option except, I don't know, either work as an electrician and then basically 10 years being depressed, and like I know I don't want to do it for the rest of my life. So I just took a chance with becoming a pro in League, and I was pretty bad in the beginning. I was the example of like a what do you call it? Like a gamer guy who's like super fat and just like sitting like this, and then like playing. And I remember I was so young, I was like 18. So I don't know why I say so young, but it feels like like 20 years ago or
Because so many
something.
things happened since then, I guess.
Yeah, because you learn so much like during your 20s. So it's like when I was 18, I was just a dumb kid. Like I feel like I was just so stupid. And how I wanted to become pro, So I was like, all right, let's become pro. I'm just gonna.
So you were
spam solo
Diamond
queue.
1 when you took this. I mean, I get it
Yeah.
that because you didn't want to be an electrician, but you were Diamond
Yeah.
1 at that time. So you already
Yeah.
was like, I'm good enough. I have potential to actually.
I mean, I wasn't sure if I was good enough because I think you have to be challenger sort of to have potential in
I
that
mean,
sense.
Yeah.
But I didn't really care because I didn't have any other options. It was basically like do or die, So
Yeah. So either I'm gonna be like so good at this or rip.
yeah. But I mean, I was a very disciplined person, or I like when I want something, I will work really hard for it, if I really need it, and
Yeah.
especially when I knew that sort of. The thing is, like, my family is not we're not like rich. I mean, we have it comfortably here in Sweden, but considering they moved to Sweden and everything, we don't really get like high up jobs or something. And basically, like, I just wanted to be successful to help out the family. So I just had to become pro, like become successful. So I just started spamming games for like an entire year and playing solo queue. And back then I was a bit toxic. So I was like, I got like chat restricted permabanned at some point, and I realized if I wanted to become pro, I have to fix my attitude. So I spent basically an entire year just practicing my mental in solo queue. So I was just practicing on not typing and not tilting, and I was just sitting there an entire year. But I didn't get anywhere. I was like still trash.
Were your parents supportive that you took actually 1 year? Like, I want to know, what did they say when you were like, hi mom, hi dad, so I'm gonna take 1 year and see if I'm good at this game?
Yeah, I mean, what I told them when I went with the decision, I said, okay, so I want to become a professional player.
Yeah.
I said, I made a 1 year plan with them. I said, give me 1 year. If I don't become pro by then I will go back to studying and I will just work normally. And my father, he's a very believer in that. He's very supportive, he's always like, get all the options that you can. You should, like, I also think that when you're young, you should just try as many things as possible, because if you fuck up when you're 18 or 20, it really doesn't matter. You can just go back to studying or something. But if you don't take that chance, then there's a chance that you might be miserable for the next couple of years, because you think back that, but what if I took that chance to become professional, or what if I took that chance to do this?
Yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, go for it. It's your life. If you fail, that's on you. But he was like, yeah, go for it. Why not? And my mother was like, stop fucking around. Just go back to school and just study, And I spent like 1 year. And then after 1 year, I was still trash at the game. I was still
What
trash.
elo did you reach then?
I think I reached like Master 0 LP. I was so trash.
So, hold on. You started the season Diamond 1, like you started the year Diamond 1, and you ended the year Master 0 LP.
Yeah, like Master. I was struggling to just get into Master after, and not a year, but like 6 months, 7 months, I would say. Basically, I was still trash. But I realized why I was trash. It was because I was just mindlessly spamming solo queue, and I didn't really have a purpose with my solo queue. I was playing all the time and then hoping that I magically become better at it. And then, yeah, I mean, you actually have to, because I also had a fucked up sleep schedule. I didn't sleep well, and I was not practicing like very efficient. I think the thing that changed me after 1 year. So basically, I was getting close to the end of the year during the summer. I was kind of accepting going back to school or something.
It's like you already gave up on your dream, kind of. You're like, yeah, this is...
I mean, sort of. So I went to Morocco, this trip that I was talking about back in 2015, where I traveled all around Morocco. And basically, I didn't play at all for 1 whole month. And I was away from all social media, everything, basically everything. I was like completely cleansed. And that was during the fasting month, Ramadan. So I basically spent 1 week just fasting with my family, like my relatives over there. And we
So like you cleansed your mind and your body at the same time.
I mean, we prayed so much. We were
you
doing
prayed,
Tarawih
please God.
we were doing Tarawih every single day. And I wasn't like, I was like, so I never done it before, Yeah. And I remember just going to the mosque, and the guy, he's just like, the imam, he's just reading, and then he just randomly says, Allahu Akbar, and everyone just drops to the floor, and I'm like looking around, and I'm like, Allahu Akbar, so, I'm like so confused because I didn't do it before, And there was like multiple hours of this, just doing Tarawih every day, and I was like so confused. And all I remember was I was just praying, I knew it, like I usually pray, like normally, but I didn't do it like because I was a young kid, so I never like understood what my parents were doing when they were doing like Tarawih and stuff.
So it was like your first time going to a mosque, basically?
No. I go to the mosque like multiple times, but never during Ramadan. I haven't done in Morocco, because in Sweden we don't have that much of people like. I have it sometime, like during Ramadan month, the mosque is open. And you can do like Tarawih over there and pray. But in Morocco, every single mosque has it,
Yeah.
You can do it every single day.
Yeah.
But in Sweden, it's like once a week or something. You can do it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that was the first time I prayed so intensely in my life. And I was really, I can't believe it. But yeah, I remember I was just looking around, and then he's just praying and I'm just listening. And basically somewhere he just says, like in the middle of his prayers, and not in the middle, I think it's the end of it, but I don't know every surah.
What did he say? Tell me.
No, I don't know every surah. So yeah. I can't really say, But I just remember after every surah, he's reading basically the Quran, right? He's reading the Quran.
Yeah.
And then when he finishes the chapter, he says Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, and then you drop and then you like pray. But I didn't know anything about this back then. So I was just looking around, and then he's like Allahu Akbar, and then I look and people just drop to the floor, and I'm like, it's time. I just go down. And that's how I learned how to pray there.
Congrats. Welcome.
But yeah, that was an entire month, cleansed from social media, cleansed from everything.
Yeah.
And then I came back after an entire month without playing or anything, and I just had this like completely new mindset. I was just completely refreshed from League of Legends. And I started purposely playing solo queue, and I reached Challenger for the first time. I was studying my own VODs after every single game. I just checked my VOD and like, I could have done that better. Actually, I could have done that, and then I checked some other VODs, of other pro players. And I basically just started playing League with a purpose, Instead of playing like 20 games a day, where maybe 7 games are useful, I played instead like 7 or 8 really useful games where I'm super focused, concentrating, and just reviewing them after, and then I just went to sleep,
Hmm.
and I just continued doing that, and then I improved really fast. Um,
And then you
but yeah,
reached Challenger.
yeah, that's when I reached Challenger for the first time in season 5, was it? So it was 5 years ago.
So like
Well,
by the
and
end of the year, did you get any offers, or how did it go? Like, how did you become a pro player?
well, that's the part I'm gonna get to now. It's a very long story, but okay. So I reached Challenger first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this team from the UK, they asked me like, "Hey, could you sub in for a tournament? We don't have a jungler." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Why not? You know." And it was my dream before becoming pro was always like going to a LAN or like a tournament and getting paid flight. You know. And that was the first opportunity I had. And I remember when I got the news, I was working at this factory that I had like a summer job, and I was working there, and then they
Wait,
text
so
me
so
like,
like you were working and playing at the same time? I thought you
yeah,
took the
I
year
was
off.
working at that. What did you say?
I thought you took the year off, but I
Yeah, I
guess.
took a year off, but after the year, it was kind of time to go back to, the real life.
Yeah.
So I started working. It was just a summer job, to make some money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I just went back and I started working there. And I remember they gave me the news that they're like, yeah, okay, next week, we want you to travel here. We're booking your flight, and they gave me like Ryanair flights, like super super cheap.
Baby,
Like,
let's
but
go.
I was still really excited. So that was like my goal with League of Legends. Just go to a tournament and play, right? And that's where my whole journey started. So I went to this UK LAN. We got second place and played on stage for the first time, and I was extremely nervous. I remember I was actually choking. I remember my whole body was just sweating, and I was sitting on stage, and I was
That
playing
was your
versus
first. That was the first time you were playing in a LAN tournament.
yeah, for the first time. But yeah, it was really cool actually. And then after that, I came back to Sweden, and I was like, okay, maybe I should start looking at what I'm gonna study or something. And then I just continued playing League, and offers just started coming in, like slowly, And then a Spanish team reached out to me, and I play with the Spanish team. We get second place there as well.
Can you give us the name
Like,
of the team?
Cool Life Gaming. It's on my history of Wikipedia, but
Alright.
they don't exist anymore. So it was like 2015. And back then, you weren't getting paid shit. Like I didn't get any money. I was like super poor. I didn't have any money at all. And yeah, so I went to the Spanish team. I did really well, and I practiced with them, and we eventually became like second place and lost against the best team in the league that no one ever saw us like becoming second place or something. But yeah, we made it in the end, and we made second place. Won like, I don't know how much it was, like 500 euros maybe, or something, or like 100 euros each. And I was like, yay, I'm rich. And then
I mean, it's good
just
for a
went-
start, better than nothing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so considering I never got the salary or anything, so I just played for the love of the game
Yeah.
back then. Yeah, so this was the time that at the end of the year, my mother saw that I still had not made any money for myself, or like because the thing is, parents only want one thing. They want to see that it's a real job, that you get paid
Yeah.
and you're actually working. And yeah, I was not making any money. My mother was saying like, please, just go back to studying. Like seems like a waste of time. You're just playing and you're not making any money, which is true, because you're kind of just wasting your time in a way because you're not really becoming something.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how most careers starts. You don't start off by making a lot of money. You need to first like grow your potential and show it to other people, and then from there on you can become more famous, and people can see your value, and then they start paying you. You probably start at a really low salary, and then it goes up by your value.
Yeah. Definitely.
But back then, so that was the end of the year, and I was looking for an organization where I could get paid. So I was like, okay, my main priority is getting paid right now. And I got like this Turkish offer, but when I checked this Turkish team offer, the contract had no salary on it,
Yeah.
And he said that I would get like, I don't know what it was. It was like maybe 3,000 euros or something a month. Not a month. I think it was like a split or something. It was already like, it was weird back then. And when I asked him like, hey, why is there no salary on this contract? The guy was like, yeah, but your salary depends on your performance. It might be higher or lower. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
I just told him, get the fuck out of here. And I just like did not take that shit. And then I got the Russian team, Russian offer. So I went with the Russian, and you get paid like rubles. I think I was paid like $200 a month, and then you also get money dependent on what was it? What the fuck was it? I think you get money dependent on if you win the split or something. You know, prize pools and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you remember, how long have you been watching League?
Actually, 2016.
Oh, then you missed my. Maybe anyone in the chat does. Let me check our chat. If anyone remembers Albus Nox back in 2015, they were like this Russian team that were just playing World of Warcraft the entire tournament and they still made like quarterfinals.
Okay.
But they say we lost to them in the finals, and we weren't able to go to Worlds.
Once again, I remind the chat, guys, if you want to check more about Memento Social, just do this, okay? In the chat, you can follow him. Good. Yeah. Finish. Sorry.
Okay. But yeah, I played in the. I played in the Russian team, and we made like second place again. But my goal was always to making it to the LEC.
Yeah.
So I knew that like playing in the Russian league was not going to be. They really wanted me to stay there, but same with the Spanish team. But I felt like I'm not going to make it to LEC if I play here. And back then there was Challenger Series, so my goal was to make it to Challenger Series.
Okay.
So I found this team to qualify with, and we again went like to third. we qualified through everything and made it through group stage, and then we lost like with 1 point, and we didn't make it to the Challenger Series like qualification. And that was really depressing. I really thought back then in 2016, I think it was like around spring or maybe like March or something, April. I really thought my career was going to end there because I didn't really have anything else. I was like, man, fuck this. I worked so hard for it and I still didn't get anything. And I was kind of ready to retire. But
damn. So basically everything started in 2014, right? Did you
yeah,
take in
2014 is exactly when I graduated from school. I was 18 and I started playing then. And then 2015 I started playing professionally and got some offers.
Yeah.
And then 2016 was the year of my breakout, I guess, where I started. So we did this qualification to Challenger Series. We completely failed. It was like this. I remember the game. It was like this backdoor, and we were like 4 hits away from the Nexus.
You were playing Graves, right?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I saw this.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw some clips and stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a YouTube video of
there is
with Riot. Yeah, I think they show that clip. I remember it.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I hate that interview. It's so cringe. I'm saying, man, oh my god, I told the story so bad in that interview. I was so nervous, man. Why did they just put me on the camera and tell me to say everything? God damn it, Riot. But yeah, after that Challenger Series split, I thought it was over, and then I got an offer from Challenger Series, from a Challenger Series team, and they said like, "Do you want to join us?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, of course I do." And that was my first salary I got. I think it was like I got 2,000 euros or something.
Ooh, that's for then. A month, right?
Yeah, that was per month. That was my first real job, offer. So I played with them. It went horribly wrong. We got like last place. I was playing with Caps back then and Upset in the same team, and they had like Wicked.
Which team was this?
Nerve, it was called. But yeah, I played with them, and it was just they came in later in the split. We had like a terrible roster before, and then we made. That's when we got like 6th place. We didn't make playoffs. The team was terrible, right? But yeah, after that split, I was like, okay. I gotta wait until next year until I get a chance. And then every time I think it's over,
Yeah, dude.
Then Rocket. Yeah, and then Rocket reaches out to me and they're like, hey, we need a substitute for our last LCS split, or like this last month, and we need someone to play relegations with. And they say like, and that was my goal from the beginning, so I was really happy. I was like, I was so like, it felt surreal, I didn't believe it. Because that was the first
especially
time.
Like every time we're like, dude, this is over, I'm done, and there's like, yeah, not yet, it's not over yet.
I mean, that's what it feels. Maybe because of all the salat that I did over in Morocco.
Oh yeah, true.
It's very true. I really believe so, actually. I mean, there was probably that, and then I just got lucky, in a sense. I mean, it was a lot of hard work, but I think you also need a little bit of luck to make it.
Yeah.
And I got the chance to play in LCS for the first time. Had a pretty decent performance. We won the relegation. We stayed in LCS. And from there on, my journey kind of started. And then I went to start to play for Giants in 2017 in LCS. We kind of got relegated, which kind of sucks.
How is it like your first ever match playing in LCS stage?
It was really nervous. I still remember it. I was playing Elise, and I was really nervous because I really looked up to all of these pro players that I.
Who did you play against in your first game?
Vitality. I played versus Kasing, Police, this Korean guy, and then it was Nukeduck, Cabochard, and then who was the jungler? The jungler was like, I think it was Joko back then. But there was Joy. It was Vitality, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, these guys in my eyes were like legends, you know, because I've only seen them. I watched the LCS back then as well, you know, so they were just like people that were my idols in a way.
Yeah.
And I think that's the danger of like idolizing your competition, you know, because you think they are the better than you, but they're not really. You're at LCS because you're also really good. But I remember first game was really nervous. I got first blood though, which was really nice. But we lost that game, yeah.
Did you get stomped or it was?
No, it was really close. It was a really close game. I was just really nervous, and it was my first game. But they basically got like Nash or something. I think did they steal Nash?
I don't know. You were the jungler, man.
I don't remember. It was like 4 years ago. My brain today, like I don't remember shit, man. Like I'm just playing League all day long.
So what is it like being a pro player? Like what changed in your lifestyle?
I think you need to play a lot more than usual.
Like how many games do you have to play a day?
I mean, right now it's off season, so I'm not playing that much. I'm kind of chilling. That's also why I don't stream that much, because I'm not actually playing League. I only play like scrims or like practice with the team, and then maybe I play one game of solo queue or something. Because during the off season, I really need to take a break and relax so I can go 100% in the next year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, normally being a pro player, like at its peak, and when you're playing in the LCS or something, it's extremely stressful because there's a lot of pressure from the community, a lot of pressure from your teammates as well, and from the organization. They want you to succeed. And I think a day when I'm during the season looks like I'm playing from, let's say we start at 1, right? Our scrims.
Mm-hmm.
Or back then, actually, we started at 3 when I was like a bit younger. When I played in 2017 or 18.
Mm-hmm.
We started 3, so we play like from 3 till 8 or 3 till 9ish, I think. It was like 6 hours of that, and then you also play solo queue before the practice, which is scrims. So you're basically waking up at like 12, you eat breakfast, and then at 1
wake up at 12?
What, is that late?
Yeah, no.
Wait, what? When do you wake up?
I mean, 7, 8.
What?
I have
Don't
internship,
do that to
dude.
yourself.
I gotta go to the hospital, you know?
Okay. Actually, I mean, that makes sense. You're actually like studying and shit. And
yeah.
So, yeah, it does
I
make
have
sense.
a real job, Memento, you know?
Really? You're just calling my job not real or what?
No, I'm kidding. So basically, you wake up at 12, you eat, you play solo queue, and then at 3 you start streams with your team?
Yeah, but I need to explain my sleep schedule. Why? So basically, the games in LCS, they start from 6 till 10. And there's a chance that you might be playing at 10. So you don't want to have woken up at 7 and been up for like 14 hours already, and then you play your last game. So that's why people usually wake up around 12, and then you want to be at your peak hours when LCS match starts.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like 6 hours after you wake up. That's kind of when you peak, when you're fully awake. But yeah, so we start from at 3, and I wake up at 12. I play 2 solo queue games maybe. Then we play 6 games of scrims. It was 6 games back then, so we play until like 9. And then after 9, then it's also more solo queue. So it's basically like, I remember I used to play until like 3 a.m. or something, but not like constantly. Obviously, there was like a break and I went to the gym. So I played maybe like, I would say 10 hours a day or something. And then you also like watch VODs and stuff. So it's just very stressful overall. It's a lot of gaming. I think a lot of I was one of them, normal people who are looking at gaming from the outside. They're like, wow, it's so chill. You're just playing video games all day. And these average people, they play like one game or something, and they're like, yeah, that was super fun. I could do this for the rest of my life. Nah, bro. Trust me. Once you turn your hobby into work, it becomes different, you know?
Yeah,
It's
it's more
still fun.
stressful.
Yeah, it's still fun, but it's not as much fun as it used to be, because once you get too much of something, it becomes kind of, it's like, let's say if you're eating a lot of sugar, right?
You
If you eat
get
a
a
little
sugar
bit of
rush.
sugar, it always feels so good to eat sugar, right?
Yeah,
Like it feels like,
gotcha.
that's so good. Eat a chocolate sometime.
Yeah.
But if you eat sugar all the time, you start feeling miserable, and you're overweight, and you're like, you hate yourself basically.
God, I
not
didn't
not
know this
not
is how
like
you
that.
feel when you become a pro. Damn.
Yeah, that was how I was in 2017. I was like, I have no discipline, and I was just eating a lot of. I was like 80 kilos. I was so fat, man. It was so crazy, and I was just eating everything, and basically all the sugar and stuff didn't even taste that good anymore because I had so much of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was very like, you're not really happy when you're eating like that, and because I mean, this
Spending your
becomes like
entire
a,
day
yeah, I know
playing
this
video games.
podcast. I mean, this interview is about like my
Yeah.
pro career, but I kind of wanted to talk about as well, like
Yeah, because
when you
I think
don't
a lot of
have,
people want to know the other side because it's not only fun in
yeah,
games. That's the thing.
yeah, exactly. But there's always pros and cons, you know,
Yeah.
to every single thing that you do.
Yeah.
I mean, some things are, I don't know, some things are fun on the outside. Like if you play one game or two games, you know, you can play an entire day of just like League of Legends, and it's super fun, you know. But doing it as a living, then there's actually pressure on you. You have to be really good. You have to be your best, and you have to always perform at your best when it matters, even when you're under pressure. And you have to spend a lot of time, and there's a lot of frustration because sometimes you don't improve as fast, and you want to just fix it, and you hate it when you play bad. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it can be very stressful, and it's a competition, just like any other competition, whether it's football or whatever. They also have a lot of pressure on themselves, and it just it can
I
be very
see.
stressful.
So I noticed you played with so many teams in the past, and like you never stayed more than 2 years in one team. Do you have commitment issues, Memento? You can tell us, you know. No, seriously, why is that?
Yeah, it's because I can't have a girlfriend longer than 1 year. I really have like a lot of commitment issues.
God, it must be
Just
hard.
I just have trust issues, you know. So ever since that my mid laner took my blue buff, it's just really hard. I just can't trust anyone anymore. It's just really hard.
God damn it.
No, I mean, I
لا
think,
حول ولا
like I
قوة إلا
said,
بالله.
or I explained before in 2004 when I first started playing, that my goal was always to make to LCS. And when I saw a team didn't have the potential to make like become really good, then I just moved on. You know, I just didn't want to waste time. I was like, okay, I tried this. Now I'm gonna try the Russian scene. Okay, I tried the Russian scene. I'm gonna try the EU scene. I tried the EU scene. I'm gonna try this. You know, I just try everything that I could. You know. So yeah, that's probably why.
So
And
like
I don't
so
know.
far you just didn't meet the right team yet, in your opinion.
Yeah, I just haven't met the right one yet.
Just you need a mid laner who will never steal your blue buff or red buff. I hope you meet that mid laner.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
So what are your achievements as a pro so far, and with which team did you had your best moments and most achievements basically?
I think the team I enjoyed the most playing with was probably Rocket in 2018 when in LCS. We made like playoffs. Didn't go far though, sadly. It was insta loss. But that team was we were all really good friends, and we had always a really good time. And yeah, I would say that's my favorite team that I ever was in, and that was like the most fun I had and achieved the most with them. But sadly, it had to end at some point, you know.
Yeah,
Like everything.
like
But
everything.
yeah, I would say that's like my
But what is your biggest
favorite
achievement
team.
so far as a pro player, like in your league career?
I don't know. I think I haven't won anything yet in the LCS at least.
But you
That's
reached
actually
that
my
at
goal.
least.
Yeah, I would say my biggest achievement is probably like actually playing in LCS and being a competitor and competing for being the best jungler over there. I mean, for me, it was just a dream for me in the beginning to play in the LCS, you know, and I made it there. So I'm already like kind of happy that I made it there, and now I'm
And you
gonna make
should
it
be
back.
proud. I mean,
Yeah,
inshallah.
inshallah, inshallah.
So
So yeah, that's
Memento,
like the goal.
yeah, if you compare yourself like at the beginning of your esports career and now, do
Mhm.
you feel like you changed a lot or are you still the same person?
I mean, I like the saying of, if you don't cringe at yourself of who you were like 1 year ago, you're doing something wrong, you know? So I'm very different from what I was. I was a stupid kid like 4 years ago. I was a stupid kid last year. Like I was, every time I look back, I always think of myself, oh my God, I was so stupid. And that's what you should think every single time, because that
It's true.
means that you're changing for the better. And you should always like look at yourself that you should just cringe at yourself. Like, why did I do that? You're like, that's the best. And I think that's when you know you're becoming better as a person, or you're becoming better as a player, or whatever you're doing in life, you know, like if you're studying or you're becoming better at socializing, getting friends. It can be anything. So I would say I changed a lot year by year. And I'm hoping that I will cringe at myself next year for like whatever I
After
did
watching
this
this
year.
interview, yeah,
Yeah,
good.
exactly. I want to
Nice.
look back and be like, oh,
I feel like I'm gonna do that too, honestly.
oh my
So
God, brutal.
I mean, you gotta you should. I get you. I get your point. You're like you always need to improve, and if you see yourself like 1 year ago, you're like, wow, I grew so much since then. That's cool. So
Yeah.
what do you think about the MENA scene, Middle East and North Africa? If you like maybe ever get an offer from a team there, would you consider it?
Of course. I think so. I really love the Moroccan community. I think I've never had a more like heartwarming community that when I started streaming and I reached out to them, they were extremely supportive, and I really love the guys or the girls as well. No offense, Momo, but let's be real, there's mostly dudes out there.
Unlucky, man. Unlucky.
Don't worry, Momo, you will get your chance. But I would definitely consider playing in the Moroccan scene after I
Not only the Moroccan,
make
like
LCS.
the Middle East, maybe Saudi or
Oh, okay.
like
Oh, you meant like that. I
like
thought
the
you meant
Middle East and North Africa, like
Oh,
both.
okay. Well, I think at least how I look at it, I saw ever since they started making these tournaments, they're like super huge with huge prize pools.
Yeah,
That's really awesome. And it seems like they're investing a lot of money into esports as well. So I think it's going to become really big in the next couple of years. So
definitely.
I think it's like progressing. I think they're only like maybe 3-4 years behind us, like in Europe, of how it is, like in America and Europe. And I think from what I've seen, it looks like it's looking really big. I think the Moroccan scene and just overall the Middle Eastern scene is going to be really huge. And I'm really happy to see that and hoping that I can play for that as well one day, or even like coach or whatever it is.
Oh, that's nice.
Fun. Then I can practice my Darija. So, that's my
Inch'Allah,
goal.
t'inquiète, غادي تبراكتيسي الدارجة ديالك.
Practicer
It's French.
français.
Je sais. اسمح لي Memento. So, what are your plans for 2021? We heard about you joining Vitality.
That's not true.
Oh,
I can nor confirm that or deny it.
all right. I knew you would say something like that. All right. Okay. So,
I mean, we will see. You guys will
Yeah,
see
we'll
because
see. We'll
we will
see.
see in 2021. But my goal is obviously becoming as good as possible, and still aiming for like, playing in the LEC, whether it's this year, next year, or the year after that. Whenever it is, that's always going to be my goal, and I'm
so
just
your
going to
goal is to
continue to
play in
work hard for it.
LEC.
Yeah, that's my goal. It's
How-
always been my goal.
How about Worlds? Did you ever think?
I
about
mean,
it?
the thing is, I like to be very goal focused on one thing first. Because the thing is, if I okay, so let's say I make it to LEC, right? But my goal is like I'm gonna go to Worlds no matter what. Then I'm just gonna ignore the fact that I actually made LEC in the beginning. And I think you should always look at things like one step at a time,
Yeah.
So right now, my goal is just like if I do play whichever team I play with, is have a really successful split, right? I want to have a successful split with them and do really well and achieve things there. And then later on, when I achieve that, then obviously I want to become better as a player and get to LEC. And then after making LEC, I'm going to try to make playoffs. And then after making playoffs, I'm going to try to make worlds. Like step by step. I don't like.
Jumping.
I think one of the problems with a lot of people is like they set up so high expectations.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna become like if you're a streamer, right? When you first start, you're obviously like when I started streaming. First time I streamed like 2014, had like 4 viewers or 7 viewers,
Yeah.
and you set up this expectation. Like, I'm gonna become a really big streamer. I'm gonna have thousands of viewers. I'm gonna have subs and stuff. and then you go into your stream, you have like 7, and then you just become depressed, you know? How
Yeah.
about instead you start off with like, I'm
At
gonna
10.
start streaming, and then you start streaming, and then I'm gonna try to build from 7 to 10, then from 10 to 15, 15 to 20, and you do like step by step instead.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously you're gonna be really disappointed all the time if you set your goals like
Too
way
high.
too high.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're just gonna be unhappy. So I try to set the realistic goal, but also like higher up goals, and I go step by step, and that really motivates me and keeps me
Going.
with my feet on the ground.
That's good. So last year was the first time we saw you join the Moroccan community. What motivated you to catch up with us?
I mean, I always loved Morocco, like being in Morocco every time I traveled there, and I didn't even know that Moroccans had a community in the beginning.
Mhm.
And my father was the one who told me, he was like, have you checked if there's any Moroccan community who play League? I was like,
No.
I can't remember. There was someone who like wrote to me, I think, that there was a Moroccan scene, you know? And I was just like really shocked because I didn't hear, because there wasn't these tournaments back then.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they were like tournaments,
remember.
but in Morocco,
Yeah.
you know, not like.
Yeah, I think from the, you know, the Arabic tournaments, right? I don't know
Nexus.
what it's called. The bigger tournament that's big prize pool and stuff.
The one that was last year, right?
Yeah, that was last
yeah,
year.
Nexus.
Yeah, so the
tournaments.
Nexus one, that's the one I heard, and some people were saying like, oh, there's a huge tournament in the Middle East, and I was like, Middle East? I was like, wait, there's tournaments right there right now? And then I was wondering like, if there is a Moroccan community, because it would be really nice to actually like speak with some Moroccans, because I don't meet many Moroccans in my daily life except my parents and my relatives.
Yeah.
But so I was just looking up on Facebook, and I was searching like LOL, you know, like League of
LOL
Legends
Maroc?
Morocco. Yeah, LOL Morocco, and I found some clubs, and it was like multiple members. I was like, holy shit, actually, there are actually people here, you know?
Yeah.
And then I just like posted there, and yeah, that's how I kind of got into the Moroccan community.
Thank you,
in that
Dad.
sense.
Dad. Jonas' dad. Thank you.
Jonas' dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your dad
His
for
name is
introducing me.
Mohammed. So
Thank you,
can.
Mohammed. I don't know. Should I call him Ammi Mohammed?
Ammo.
Ammo.
Ammi. Yeah, you
So
can
what
call
was
him
your
that.
first impression on the community overall? And the players?
And the players?
Yeah,
Or
because
the community first?
yeah, both. You can tell us the community then the players.
I mean, the community, I was super like happy with how nice everyone was. I was getting so much support, and people were like super nice in the chat, and I still today get like really nice messages from people on Twitter or just overall like on the Twitch stream. I don't know, I've never seen more happy people, and they're really funny as well, you know, and
Yeah,
very
with the
supportive. So
memes.
I think my first impression was like above expectations. I was thinking that like it would be hard to like reach into the Moroccan scene because I never did it before, you know. But everyone was very welcoming and very like
Supportive.
just very nice. Yeah, very nice people overall. So I had a really good impression of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about the players, I think the first player that I noticed was like Senyu. That I saw him in solo queue a bit, so I started talking with him a bit, and we started like playing duo sometimes.
Did you know Senyu before like joining the Moroccan community or until you joined actually?
I mean, I saw him in solo queue, and he was like in a club called League of Morocco, you know.
Yeah.
And that was like the first time I saw him, and he was inting.
Oops.
No, I love Senyu, man. It's really super fun to have him in my team, like whenever we do. But yeah, he was the first one that I noticed, and then he told me about Mirai, and Mirai was also another jungler in Grandmaster. And then ever since I started doing these VOD reviews and checking out the teams, I was also then I started like knowing a lot more of these players.
What did you think about their level? Because you guys played a show match when you just joined the community, I remember.
Oh, I mean, my team was so nice when I played that. Like everyone was so good. I think everyone was like, we had really good communication, and we were listening to each other, and I think the level was pretty all like fine. I wouldn't say like it's top level or something, but I definitely think they have potential to reach a top level if they put in the effort. So I think in the next couple of years, we're gonna see a lot of hype in the Moroccan community and overall just everyone in the Middle East, I think.
Well, currently
it's a matter of time.
Yeah, currently there's a tournament going on. I think you know about it. IEC, Intel Arabian Cup.
Yeah.
And there, Morocco is represented by Fox Gaming. It's Senyu's team, Mirai. What do you think about their level now? Because Do you watch it a bit or no?
I watched a little bit. Mostly just the VOD reviews where I watch like really in depth, because I look through the game and I'm looking at what they can do better or what I think like my personal opinion of the game. At that time, I heard that they didn't play like as optimally, but I also think the enemy team wasn't that good as well. So they got away with a lot of stuff that they shouldn't get away with when they're playing versus a better team, for sense. And if they watch the VOD review, I hope they improve.
The one versus the
from it.
Black Lotus?
The what?
The VOD review versus the Black Lotus, right?
Yeah, the Black Lotus.
No,
yeah.
but
I did the 3 games.
Did you watch them like just recently, like way after that? Because they improved so much in such a short time.
I haven't watched that much, to be honest. I've been kind of dealing with my own stuff, so I haven't really been able to watch because usually I'm practicing during their games. But I try to like watch some games. I'm gonna watch some right now and see their level. But if you say they have improved a lot, right?
Yeah. Like compared to I think the games you reviewed, there's a huge.
Yeah, that makes me really happy, and I hope that they will continue improving and we will see them. Because I saw also Mirai, he improved quite a lot after the show match. He made even challenger in EU and Senyu as well.
Actually,
like
the first challenger in Morocco, like he will end season challenger.
Yeah, that's super cool. Like that's super cool, and that makes me really happy to see them like grow. I think of, I mean, I just want the best for the Moroccan community overall. I want them to actually become really good. That's why I want to do these VOD reviews. It's not to flame them or like make them look bad. I'm being brutally honest and I'm saying like what's actually going on here and what they need to fix, because a lot of times people think that because the thing is, everything is about your competition. If your competition is not good, then you will also think that everything you're doing is really good because you're winning. But winning is not everything. So you have to see what mistakes you're actually making in a real game. And I think now that you said that the level is getting higher, I think everyone has to start improving to keep up in the competition.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think Fox Gaming is obviously the best one. I saw them with like a death. They didn't have any losses until recently, or like a month or so.
Yeah, only one loss.
Yeah, then they got their first loss, and I think that first loss is so good for them, because once you lose, oh my god, it's 10 o'clock. Never mind.
We're gonna end this soon.
I have another stuff actually.
Yeah,
fuck, I need to. But anyways, I love the Moroccan community, and I just wanted to say that I want them to improve, and that's why I'm bringing.
Do you have to go like now?
I think it's.
Or like more 5 minutes.
We can do 5 minutes. Okay. It's fine. Give me 5 minutes. I'll just write it out. I have another, like, let's get a meeting in 5 minutes. So, anyways, what were we saying? We were talking about. They got one loss. I was talking about losses, because I think you never really lose. You only lose if you don't learn anything. So if you just lose, anytime you lose, you can always see it as an opportunity to learn, and you can see your mistakes, like, hey, this didn't work against this team, maybe we need to fix the strategy so in case it happens again, and then you can improve even further and start winning even more. And I think that's why I think it's really good that they lost in that game.
All right.
And so I think from there on they became really good.
Okay, so if someone actually got the chance to become a pro player, what things would you advise them to take in consideration? Like, what things should they keep in mind to have a better experience?
Well, I think first of all you should test it a little bit, try to get to like Diamond 1 or like Master or something.
No, let's say they already got offers, like they already got offers from team.
Oh,
what
they have
should
offers
they keep
from
in
teams.
mind? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you should not have too high expectations, because sometimes some organizations cannot be that good. I have dealt with a lot of organizations that are not very nice, and you might get scammed or something. So don't have too high expectations, and also do it slowly. I would say you shouldn't drop everything in your life. Like if you have studies or work or something, you shouldn't just drop everything and then just try to become pro, right? I think I only dropped everything because I literally didn't have anything left. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, like I'll just go. I think you should stay in school so you always have a backup plan and make a real plan what you want to do. So if you want to join this team, make sure that, okay, I joined this team and I want to improve here. And if it doesn't work out, just have a backup plan. Not saying that you're going to fail. Don't think that you're going to fail, but in case, always have a backup plan, and then don't set your goals too high. And always, anything is possible. It's just about how hard you work and how much you really want it. I dealt with a lot of failures in my career, but I always believed that I would achieve, great things. And as long as you believe that, then you can always make it. And you just kind of have to work hard enough to achieve it. And there's no easy way to becoming a pro. You actually need to put a lot of time, and you need to be like ready for putting a lot of time into the game if you want to become the best.
Indeed.
And enjoy, have fun, like have fun, like have fucking fun. It's a fun journey, and like even if you fail to become a pro or whatever, you will always learn something about yourself. You will learn something that you can use for the rest of your life. So let's have a lot of fun and enjoy it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Memento, for joining me today. It was a really interesting interview. Yeah. If you have any message you want to tell to the community, go ahead.
Well, I'm hoping to start a stream soon again, and
guys,
yeah, you can follow my Facebook page or Twitter, where I can give you that's where I write if I'm streaming or if I have any updates. I don't really use Instagram that much because I'm never outside, so I don't have many photos to take. But on Twitter, I would recommend following me there, or Facebook if you have it. And I love you guys, and thank you so much for your support. And I'm really happy that I have you guys and that I can be a part of the Moroccan community as well. And I hope that I can make you guys proud soon in 2021.
I don't know why it's bugged. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, it's bugged.
What is bugged, huh?
Okay, it's good now. I just want to give them your Twitch. It's Memento LOL, right?
Wait,
can you type in chat?
It's it's Memento. It's like this.
Where is it? Can someone post his link, please?
I can post. I mean, I posted it to you on Discord if you saw it.
Wait. Safi, I got you. Well, I can't wait to see your stream, dude, and flame you, because, you need to get good. You need to get good.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I can't wait to see you there too.
Well, thank you so much, Memento. I don't want to keep you here because you have another meeting.
Yeah, I really gotta go, man. I was kidding. But yeah, I actually gotta go. But it was really fun. I hope we can have another interview soon.
Inshallah.
Whenever that is. Inshallah. MashaAllah. Inshallah. And wait, I always say to my parents, أنا بحبك أكتر منك, you know?
أنا بحبك أكتر؟
بحبك أكتر منك.
بحبك أكتر منك.
بحبك أكتر منك. Do you understand? I love you, you know? I always say that to my parents. So can I also say it to like the rest of the guys, you know?
Yeah. But it's just kind of...
أنا بحبكم بزاف. أنا بحبكم بزاف. Well, anyways, I gotta go really. But
right.
I hope this interview wasn't too cringe, but
no, it was wholesome. It was really wholesome. Thank you so much, Memento.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, I just gotta say to your chat, do you guys know the song, right? Like كيفاش ما انتشرش
no.
حركت لي جميلة. It wasn't cringe until now. Oh my god, your chat. I gotta go, man. I can't stay here actually. It's so cringe. I can't look at the chat. I gotta go. I'm sorry. I gotta go. See ya. Thank you very much, Momo.
You're welcome. Guys, don't forget to check out Memento, please. He's really wholesome, this dude.